Hello, design technology students. So I was asked to make a video recording myself making the roller coaster pieces like we did in class together. So this will just be an extra resource for you guys in case you don't like the videos that were posted in the website under instructions. So I'm just going to start with the column piece. Again, whenever you're looking at the templates, each piece is going to be labeled. So there is 2 column pieces labeled here. Okay, so that means I've got 2 columns. Okay, that at least a little better. So the bold line is where we're going to cut, and the dashed line is where we are going to fold. Now, on some of the pieces, you can see how this is a little bit, it's like sticking out a little bit. It's a little bit larger than this. That just means you're going to have to cut off that excess when we get to that part. But again, not every printed template is going to look like that. So when you start, you're going to need your template. You're going to need tape. You're going to need a ruler or something with a flat edge and a pen for scoring. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. Feel free to pause the video at any time if you just want to watch, and then pause and then complete it. So I've got this ready. I've got the column here. Okay, so now I'm ready to start scoring the piece. And what that means is I'm going to put a dent in it by going back and forth with a pen, and that allows for really easy folding when we're at that part. I also recommend, you guys can see here that I have a piece of paper behind where I'm going to be scoring. I have made the mistake before where I've scored and I've accidentally marked my desk. I know you guys don't want to do that to your desks or table. So I'm going to hold it down, and then I'm going to use my pen to go back and forth, scoring the dotted lines where we're going to fold. And one more here. Now, when I'm done with this, I'm going to start creating the tabs for a column that is connecting to the base. Not every column needs to connect to the base or needs the tabs to connect to the base, because you're only going to have 4 or 6. All the other columns that are just going to be additional pieces, like the stacking pieces, those can just be a column that looks like this. And again, I'm just going to fold along that dashed line. It's super easy now that my paper has been scored. And you'll see that you're going to have the 4 sides and one side that overlaps. Okay, and that overlapping piece helps create a really secure connection there. And that's where we're going to tape. So if I was making just an additional column to add on, this is all I would need to do, and then tape it. Okay, but we're going to pretend that this one is being added to the base, and we need an area where we can actually stick it onto the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score along this line just on one side of the column, and we're going to create these little tabs, almost like a flower, and that's how we're going to stick it down. So I'm going to take my scissors and just cut along these lines and stop at my scored line here. And again, these are going to be the attachment points for only the columns that are getting attached to the base. Now what I'm going to do is I'm also just going to prep my tape rather than trying to hold it and get my tape pieces one at a time. I'm just going to cut a bunch of pieces and have them ready along the side of my table here. That makes it so much easier when you're going to tape. So I'm going to fold all these little tabs out. So I've got a place to attach them. And I'm going to tape my pieces together here, really smoothing it out and making sure that's a good secure connection. If you have a piece that has a little extra hanging out just because of the way it was printed, before you tape it, just cut that excess off. That's all you need to do there. Make sure it's all taped down. Okay. So there we go. My column, a little piece of my desk. My column is all taped up. And now if I'm attaching this to the base, I am going to just simply take my tape and tape down what I was calling these little petals. Again, you only need to cut the base pieces that are getting attached. So if I'm going to build above this, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to stack it up. I just need another square column. I don't need to cut those tabs. And there you have a column. Okay, this is going to be the framework for your design coaster. So you're going to need a bunch of these, at least 4 with tabs, at least 4 attachment points. They will need a diagonal support, and we'll work on that later so that it's not so wobbly, right? And then, so again, at least 4 with the tabs, and then you're going to need more for the structure building up and also as beams cross-linking the pieces there.